Hello everyone, this is Raj from Crypto Passive. Today I am going to be talking about getting scammed on crypto platforms. Now, obviously I've been doing this for quite a long time now, and I've been scammed many times, and I've actually brought to you over 150 videos where I've invested and into many platforms, and then it lasts for a bit and then it's gone and so forth. And today what I want to do is I want to share some of the things that you need to look out for in crypto platforms and what you need to avoid, and also when you've lost the funds out of desperation, do not do anything that's you're going to lose even more money. So let's get right into it, and let's go into the points that I have over here. Now, just remember, all crypto platforms, they all have a shelf life. Some last long, some don't, and some of them will last maybe for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. Some of them will last 6 months. Some of them might last over a year. Now, you got to be really lucky to get a platform that will last for about a year, because it's not easy, because no one can promise you profits like that. I mean, where are they going to get the profits? I mean, at some stage, you gotta, when you're doing trading, you're never ever going to be 100% profitable to pay you out as a guarantee. I mean, that's a given. I mean, if that was the case, they would be billionaires, because if they're making money every day and not losing at all, wow, all the power to them. The majority of the crypto trading majority of the platforms deal with trading. So they do some sort of crypto trading. They do, they use words like artificial intelligence, AI robots, and so forth. It's mainly a lot of marketing terms that they use to try and say, look, we are the best. We will never lose money, which obviously is a lie. And then, of course, it's kind of like a marketing spiel. So most of them deal with AI robots. Now, just remember, a lot of these platforms are Ponzi schemes. It's pretty much rob Peter to pay Mary. I mean, you get the investment, and then you use that investment to pay others. That's pretty much how it works. And along the way, they're trading, they will make some money. But when they lose that money, they have no other source of income other than to pay out using someone else's investment. And that's how most of these platforms work. So you've just got to be aware that, a lot of people say, hey, come to me and says, hey, is this 100% legit? I mean, there's no such thing as 100% legit, because if they were 100% legit, they would be actually approved by the governments, approved by a lot of approved by the Federal Trade Commission. They'd be like banks, because in banks you put money in there, you get a savings things, and then you've got your insurance that you won't lose it if they go under. Well, there's no such thing for crypto platforms. So obviously it's one of those things where people make a lot of claims. The other thing is, when you get into a platform, don't stay for too long, because of the shelf life, because they're not going to last very long. If you're making money, pull it out as often as you can, because if they go under, then at least you've got the money that you've pulled out earlier. So don't try and put your crypto investment as a long-term solution, as a long-term situation, because what's going to happen is you've got to recover some of that, because once they're gone, and then you lose everything. So don't try and think that this is like a bank, it's like a safe haven. It's not. So just be careful about that. The riskiest platforms are the ones that promise the biggest profits and payouts. There are some that's pretty ridiculous. Some of them claim you can make 10% a day. Obviously, that's just so risky whereby if you're willing to risk, then make sure, you put the money in there and then you take your 10% out the next day. I mean, that's how it should be, because they're not going to last very long. So just be careful. Again, money in and money out quickly. I mean, this is how you need to do these crypto platforms, because you can't keep it on for too long, because too many people have lost thousands of dollars because they believed in a platform. For example, I know some that have put in money for 6 months, all going great, they're pulling money out, that's fantastic. 7th month they go under, and that is just a time when the investors, and the users, they put in a lot of money thinking that they're going to last, and then that money that they put in, they've lost it for good, and all the profits they've made up to the 6 months, gone. So that's how, you have to be very, very careful. And that's why, believe in the money in and money out quickly scenario in every crypto trading platform. Never keep it in there for too long, because, they're just bound to go under. And that's just the reality of it. Again, look for a platform that will pay back your initial investment. So suppose your minimum deposit is $50, and then they say, okay, you make a 10% profit or 20% profit. At the end of that period, say if it's 30 days or 15 days, make sure you get, if it's 20%, make sure you get $60 back, and not just $10 and then they keep your $50, because that will take a long time, and that could take 6 months, and then you would have lost it, and you would end up only with just the profits, which means that your initial investment is gone. So look for platforms that pay back your initial investment. Now, before you step into a platform, make sure you do your due diligence. This is really, really important to do it, because, there are a lot of HYIPs, high yield platforms, investment platforms. So you have to be very careful. First of all, what you need to do is look at the website, look at the domain name, and then do a domain age check. So for example, xyz.com, you go into this whois.domaintools.com, enter that xyz.com, and then it will tell you how old that domain is, when that was registered. Take a look at that, and then it'll give you an age. So it might tell you it's 60 days old. Now go back to the website. A lot of websites will say how long they've been in business. They might say they've been in business for 500 days, when the domain age is only 50 days old or 20 days old or 30 days old. So you know that they're lying. You know that there's no basis that they've been around for such a long time. So it's very important that you do a domain age check. Now, if you find that they say they've been around for 30 days and the domain age is, say, 35 days or 28 days. Okay, it's believable, but at least they're telling the truth. But of course, when they say it's been around for 400 days, that's just a lie. And then they will try and tell you, oh no, it was under a different domain name. And then you ask them for that different domain name, they will not get that to you. So you have to be very careful. Check that. That's the first thing you do. The other thing you do is, you just need to make sure that all the information that they have on their site is actually believable. They put some unbelievable claims there. So you've just got to be careful, about that, information. So just check that. Just do your due diligence. Domain names, they have, like for example, you can get a domain name .xyz. That .xyz domain is sometimes free, sometimes they're 99 cents a year. So a lot of scammers will go that cheap route. Only cost them $1, put up a domain name for very cheap, and then boom, they've got something. So, you want to make sure that the domain names end in a proper, like a .com or a .net. These kinds of things are okay. But, just be careful, look for those as well. Make sure that they have a support group. You make sure they have, or they have live chat or a ticket system, or like group chats. This is important. Like Telegram and so forth. So that's important. So if they have a Telegram group, so let's say there's a company that's got a Telegram group, and then you join this group, and all of a sudden you see the amount of members there, and you see that they've been around for like maybe 30 or 40 days, and then you see all these members, and you see like 6,000 members. How can you get 6,000 members so quickly? Now that is a big telltale sign, because those members are basically brought in by bots. So what they do is they either pay, or they just get a bot to just add members, fake members. So that the site probably will have maybe 30 or 40 true members, and then the other 3,000-4,000 are just fake. So you make sure you look out for that, because that's a big telltale sign that this is a huge group within such a short period of time. Normally I try, and when I see that it has like 5,000 members, I know that, hey, this is not going to last very long. So be careful about that as well. Now, if you see numbers like 100, 200, 300, 400, those are believable numbers. And that's basically what it should be. Because if you have, say, 400 investors, you're going to have mainly people who have invested that come into the group, right? So if you've got 400 investors, and you see 300, 350, or even 500 or 450 in the group, okay, then these numbers are believable. But if you start seeing 4,000 or 5,000 of them, I don't know. You've just got to think twice about that. The other thing too is, a lot of times people will say, they have statistics on their website, and the stats will show that they've got withdrawals, they've got deposits. Now, when you see more withdrawals compared to more deposits which is what a lot of them will show, that itself is a big fake. Because let's say if you have $100,000 in withdrawals and only $50,000 in deposits, what does that tell you? It tells you that, hey, these guys are losing money, because if they're only having $50,000 in deposits and having $100,000 in withdrawals, just do the math, guys. It's just stands to reason that, hey, look, this is not correct numbers here. Because I think their marketing strategy is, people say, wow, so much have withdrawn, that's great. That means that they're paying out. I think that's the sense that they're giving. But actually, in reality, if deposits are larger than withdrawals, then it's just like a company, a profit and loss. If you've got more losses compared to more, times that people have put in money, obviously it's a sign that the company is losing money. So check that as well. So that's very, very important. Now we go into exactly, the actual scam itself. So the registration certificates, you're going to see that 90% of them would be UK certificates. Why UK certificates? Because they're very cheap to register. I think it doesn't cost very much to register, and it only takes a few days to get the certificate. So they're on board. So now all of a sudden they've paid a few pounds or whatever. They get this registration certificate, and they can just actually paste this big certificate there saying they're a registered company in London or in UK. So obviously the other thing that you can do is you can also get the ASIC certificates fairly easily in Australia as well. So you can get that pretty easily, and you can put that out. You're not going to see business certificates like in the US or something like that, because that's much harder to get. So you won't see many crypto platforms there that have those kinds of certificates. So just don't go by registration certificates. That's just like smoke and mirrors, really. It's better even if they don't have one, because obviously scammers, doesn't matter, because they're taking the money in crypto anyway, so you don't need a name, you don't need any of that information. Telegram group, again, I mentioned to you before, bloated numbers. When you start seeing that's a telltale sign of a scam. The next thing is, when you get to investing in this platform, the scam is that they'll let you take the money out one time or the next time. So the first two times, probably you can successfully take it. And then when it comes to the third or the fourth time, and I've been in this scam before, where I've seen this, where I've put in money, and then the third time, it says, sorry, you've got to put in, more money in. You've got to invest more money in. Then you can get all your money back. So sometimes when you build it up to say, you might put in, let's say, $500. You get to $700. They might pay you that $700 back. And then meantime, the profit keeps going up and up and up and up. So maybe you put in another $200, and all of a sudden you build it up in 6 days. It gets up to like $7,000 or $5,000. You can't take that money out. They will tell you, okay, you've got to put in another $500, so you'll get this $5,000 back. But the fact is, when you put in that extra $500, that money's gone. They're not going to pay you back. So that's gone. And that's a classic scam. And that's happened to many, many sites that I've been on. One of them being ultimatecoin.net. You can go in there. They will do that. And then the funny thing about that is, you go into their Telegram group, and they will all tell you, and they're all part of the scam. And this is the thing you got to remember. These guys are all part of the scam. So they may have 3,000 members there. Out of that, 20 people are in on the scam. They will say, hey, I got my money back. You just have to put in that extra money and you'll get it back, because they're part of the scam. So as an investor, what you're going to see is, you're going to look and say, wow, so many people have put this money in and they're getting their money back. It's all a scam. So obviously they've got you in now. And then of course you're going to put in that money. You'll put in that money. Your money is gone. So that extra money is gone. So don't fall for that trap. So they will always ask you to invest more. And then the other thing is, they will tell you, when they've run out of money, they will tell you the funds were stolen and withdrawals will be delayed, and and they will try to get their lost funds back. As soon as they say that, I'm sorry to say, it's gone. It's finished. It's done. There's no way, once the funds are stolen or whatever, once they've run out of money, there is no way in the world that they can pay you back. Okay. And the funny thing is, they will keep the site up and get more and more investors to put in money. But the fact is, they've already run out of money. So there's nothing. They've got no more money to pay you back. And this is the worst thing ever. So when you see the site still up, the best thing to do is go into the sites like, the FBI sites, go and report that and say that these guys are scammed. And then they will probably try and get that site to, do a takedown of the site, because otherwise these scammers, these scumbags should never be allowed to operate, especially when they've said that the funds were stolen and lost or whatever, and they still keep the site up and running. It's a very sad thing, because you should not do that. And that's it's like, as you know, it's a criminal activity. And report that site. I would say go to the government agencies, report the site, because you as an investor have lost the money. So that's a scam. So in wrapping up this video, and I don't want this to be such a long video, but in wrapping up this video, remember this: if you've put in money and your funds are gone, remember, there is no one in the world that can recover your funds. No one can promise you that you'll get your funds back. So don't fall for this trap where they ask you to put more money in and you'll get the funds, because you will never get this. So please do not. Once you've lost your funds, it's gone, guys. Don't go, don't go into similar Telegram groups, because there's going to be scammers that will actually impersonate that platform with their logo, with members in there, with the scam saying they got their money back and all of this. And you go and join that group. And then guess what? You're going to lose more money. You're going to put in more money there with the hope that they'll recover the funds, but it's gone. As soon as they give you your Bitcoin, give you their Bitcoin wallet, you put in the money, it's gone. That's the scam. So never pay anyone any more than you've lost, because you cannot get your funds back. So please, guys, don't put any money after you've lost money, because that's never coming back. Never answer a private message, especially in Telegram groups or in social media or any place where they have chats. Never answer a private where they say they can recover your funds, because they're going to PM you. They'll have admin, they'll have their logo there, impersonating the platform. And then they will say, and they'll convince you that they're the admins, they can get your funds back. Don't be fooled, because then what's going to happen is when you don't put that funds in, they start getting aggressive with you. And then, they say, hey, for sure, we'll get the money back. Don't. Just block them and report them as a scam to the Telegram people. So you will also see groups where a lot of people will say they successfully got their funds back. That's also part of the scam. So people are going to scam you, because there might be 10 or 15 different people who are part of that scam who will tell you that they've successfully got their money back. So which means that you are going to, think that, hey, look, there are other members who got their money back. So looks like this is going to be pretty successful. And once you pay that money out, that money is gone as well. So I've done a video before about some of the scam sites, and I was aggressively targeted by these scammers. So they came into my YouTube channel and they put all kinds of crap in the comment section. They reported me. They went into the Telegram groups. They found out my handle there. They reported me. In fact, Telegram even actually, limited my account because of so many reports that I got. And it's like, wow. I mean, they really attacked my YouTube channel. And this is the extent to where these scammers go. They just attack you big time. And look, I wouldn't be surprised after I do this video that I get attacked in the comments. But I guess when I went and did that video when I got scammed, I got attacked a lot. So just, this is part of it, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm just going to try and help you guys out by mentioning, calling a scam, because a lot of times in the YouTube channels, I've been approached by many platforms to do a review, and I've refused because, a lot of these guys I know won't last more than, 2 weeks or a month. They even offered to pay me. I said, no, I'm not going to do these kinds of things because I'm tired of getting scammed. And, you also have to be very careful when you start seeing other channels do reviews, a lot of reviews, and then, say they're great and so forth. But, it's difficult. And look, I don't blame the YouTube guys who do those reviews. I've done many reviews as well, thinking that, they've been good. Some of them have really lasted, and I've actually done reviews to that, and then only to find out that they've scammed. And that's why I'm saying that, 99% of crypto platforms, they have shelf lives because they don't last very long. So that's it, guys. So thanks for watching this video, and I really, really hope that you do your due diligence when you put in. Just remember, crypto platforms are like a drug. They're very addictive, because once you put money in, and you lose that money, you've got that addiction to kind of look for more and more and more, and this is what happens, and then all of a sudden you end up losing a lot of money. So just be careful. It's a difficult thing. It's a difficult time when I know people who've lost $5,000, $10,000 of their hard-earned money to scams like this. But I really feel for them, because there's not much you can do really. But just do your due diligence. Just remember, put your funds in. If you're going to put money in, put it in, take it out quickly. Take out the profits quickly, because don't keep it in there for a long time. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please join our Telegram group. It's one of those things where we discuss these kinds of things. The description, the links are all in the description, and subscribe to this channel, like this video. I'd really appreciate it. And look, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.